registration 200k, but also the winner takes 2 million shillings. So abazanyi bakulu okuva wano era waliwo tournaments endala ezimu siza pound, but the more you participate, the more exposure, the also more money that you make as you crown of the year 2024 and welcome 2025. This final is a clash of a man who has gone through the terrain slowly up to the final, and people were not watching, but I was taking note of Kelvin from Zambia. Zambia's Kelvin Nkandu, the Fikoti master. He might make history here tonight because in the history of the Polo Association of Uganda, we have never had a foreigner come this soil and win a tournament for PAU. If he does, it clearly means he will have made history. He will be back in the 12 points that were meant for Uganda, but he is not going to be in the Ugandan leagues and all that. But all that is very, very good. It's good PR for our nation because I was looking at YouTube. Is on fire. The Zambians are on YouTube and Facebook supporting Kelvin. The South Africans are there. The Nigerians are there. The guys from Eswatini, Zimbabwe, Mali, Malawi, they're all supporting. So you can imagine how much advantage the Polo Association of Uganda is enjoying both YouTube and Facebook at the moment. But now, let's give up the final in style and may the best player win.
All right, so we're back officially, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience. This before you is the final, the grand final, right here, Kansanga, Lamar. Sorry, and I was saying so many things there on the microphone before this, but I'm very, very excited, by the way, to see that Kelvin, who I've been vouching for from the very, very start, to be here on the final. I am not from Zambia, but at least I love fair play. I love the fact that when you recognize talent and talent proves itself beyond a reasonable doubt, it's actually something we would love to witness, and I love being part of those conversations. So we bring to you the grand finale. This is the PAU end of year championship, and before your eyes is two great players who have beaten all the odds the whole of this day and even yesterday. On the table, Kayanja Ibra the machine. What can I say? Some of the obstacles he faced, Caesar Chandiga. He also played Sejemba Ibra, and just before this, he has just beaten Ian Kaziwe to make it to the finals. On the other hand, we do have a gentleman from Zambia by the names of Kelvin Nkandu. Kelvin, they call him Fikoti, but Kelvin has not had a roller coaster ride. He also went through the terrain. Before this very, very final, he has beaten Senyonjo Glorious, and before beating Senyonjo Glorious, yes, I beg your pardon. Before beating Senyonjo Glorious, he also beat Joseph Kasozi. So you can imagine the amount of power that he has used to exhibit and to also enter this clash of the final. So right before your eyes is the machine trying to draw fast blood here. He's on yellow. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Uganda! Go Uganda! And Uganda is rallying all behind their man. The only Ugandan remaining in this final is that gentleman there in the names of Kayanja Ibra. Draws first blood and leads 1-0 here in the final. Well, the profiles of both of these players, because they've been playing and playing and playing until they reach this stage, so I'm tired of telling you more about them. But what I can promise you is you will have an entertaining final. Why? Because it is offense, it is attack, attack, attack. Kelvin, you have been witnessing all the games he's been playing. One visit, one sweep. He pots 6 balls on 4 every time he breaks. And so far so good for Uganda. In the eyes, of course, of many, you would say that Kayanja Ibra has been performing very, very well. He actually played a very good game ahead of time. Race against time to beat Ian Kaziwe, which was deadlocked at 6-6. Now, with a very good break here, I'm sure he will choose red over yellow. But Kelvin, just like Caesar Chandika, he's not the kind of person that you will give 2 shots or you give a chance and he forgives you. He has proved that all throughout the tournament. Went ahead and won a tournament, of course, in Super 8 that had the Giants of Africa. And without a doubt, he has stamped his name on the map of Africa. And we believe, you know it and I know it, he's one of the best that we have. Could be one of the best in his country, but also one of the best we have on this continent. Now Kayanja Ibra tried to finish the Reds here, gives Kelvin Nkandu, Zambia, a chance. Let's see what he can produce here. So every single person who has just visited, of course, Facebook or YouTube and you are on our channel, big up. And we appreciate those who are in Uganda, in different parts of the country, but also those who are outside the country, your foreign countries. We want to appreciate you and thank you so much for your time. Here comes Kelvin on the yellows. As Kevin, if Kelvin was a Formula 1 driver, he'd probably be driving for Red Bull. It's quite steady on the ground. And once you give him pole position, it's very hard to take it away from him. So I believe he's going to punish the killer. Was punished by the machine, but now Fikoti could be punishing the machine for that mistake. Or he tried to do the rail, I think, with the connection, but somehow misjudged with the curve. These tables are good because these are Super League tables and same tables that were used. One of them was at the National Open. This very, very particular one that we're using. The only advantage I can see here, if you are to ask me who has an advantage over the other, the only advantage that Mr. Kayanja Ibra has over Kelvin is the support, because you can imagine there are only 2 Zambians and the rest are all Ugandans. So he will have to deal with the noise. Kelvin will have to deal with the noise and the discomfort, but all we need to see here is fair play. We want to see balls. We want to hear the balls, and may the best player win. Nothing more than that. Talent at its best. These guys have emerged the best out of the best. What did Kayanja Ibra just do to himself? Now, with the way the game is standing, Kelvin has actually won even more complicated games than this, but this should be done and dusted. This is for Kelvin. A chance given, it's a big chance. And Kelvin will take it with open arms. Kelvin on the yellows. Kelvin Potts opens up space for black. Zambia must be all jubilating and shouting wherever you are. I know. Kelvin again. Kelvin on the yellows. In Uganda, we don't have Kelvin as a name. We have Calvin. In fact, Kelvin is with a K, Calvin is the C. But this Kelvin here, very formidable, very formidable player. It is the Power End of Year Championship. What you're watching is the final. It's race. The final is race to 9. This final is race to 9. Kelvin has his eyes on the black to pull one back here, giving him his very first game to equalize. Misses in the jaws of the table, ladies and gentlemen. Kelvin gives Kayanja Ibra a chance. Now Kayanja has the red open for him to pot, but he's going to choose to go the other direction. I don't even know why, but probably because he was very uncomfortable with the way the white was standing just in front of the red. That is why he chose option B. And look at the faces of Ugandans, so disgusted, so disappointed. But if you're a pool player and you've been in that situation before, you can probably also remember that sometimes you make a decision that you feel fit best in that very time. So I can't even say anything. Hard luck to him. A chance given to Kelvin to equalize here. It's now 1-1, racing against time. 1 minute 7 seconds remaining. 1 hour 7 minutes remaining, I beg your pardon.
Right.
So judging from the conversations going on here with the Ugandan players, they are very disappointed in their man, in their player. But I can see in the crowd, Mofire Moses has come closer to be the only supporter that Kelvin has on the ground. You, the guys who are online and you're from Zambia or Southern Africa, he cannot see you, he cannot hear you, but I'm sure when he goes back to review this, he will appreciate you. Kelvin Nkandu in play on the Reds. So it has been 2 days. It all comes down to this. 365 days of the year, and we are only left with 1 day left. 1 day to go, or 2 if you can say 2. But we're summing up the whole year with one tournament, which is the end of year championship with PAU. So this one is the last of the year, and it carries 12 points and 10 points for first and second. But also, whoever is going to win here will be 2 million shillings rich. The second position is not so far away from first, 1.5 million for second, roughly between $500 and $545 USD. Now we have Kayanja Ibra on the yellows. You can bounce back. I mean, you can make those mistakes, but what matters is if you can actually rise and come back from them. That is what Kayanja Ibra did earlier on when he was playing Ian Kaziba. You remember at some point Ian led him 3-0, became 3-1, then it became 4-1, and then later on it was 5-5, and then 6-6. And in a race against time, an opportunity came to Kayanja Ibra, the machine, and he made sure he plays very carefully until he finished all the balls on table to emerge winner and qualify to the finals, where he is right now. And now all eyes on Ibra. On yellow, Kelvin on the reds. He's trying to force him to play the ball that is on the pocket. I don't know if he will choose that as an option, but no. The machine has opted to go for something else, so he doesn't foul, plays a legal shot. This is going to be a very slow game because none of them is so sure about breaking and finishing yet, but I'm sure as time goes by we will be able to watch and see those games, because both of these players have good breaks and both of them know how to run a table once he has a couple of balls spotted. Kelvin, I wonder how that was a foul. Kelvin has two shots, plays his first shot there, which is always called the free shot. Remember, Kelvin is on red. He's probably going to go up, then come all the way down. You can put that with a bit of screw, a bit of drawback. Yes, he does. And then he has three balls like in this angle, all lined up. From the aerial view, you can clearly see he can connect carefully. But now, in that connection, he will have to play one onto the other. And then creates an opportunity for him to connect the other one, which was all left out in space, to the corner pocket. And then he has the opportunity to finish the other one in center. That's a good play from Kelvin. So just to make sure he does not snooker himself, he will pot center with a bit of drawback. Or alternatively, he will go with the one in the pocket first, go round it, and pot the black in that very, very place. Good cueing from Kelvin Nkandu. Looking forward to going in the lead for the very first time. And Kelvin pots black. Kelvin Nkandu Fikoti of Zambia to Ibrahim Kayanja, the machine, 1. I promised you a bit of entertainment here because I'm yet to see those beautiful spin swervy shots from Mr. Kayanja Ibra. I'm sure one of those games will be there. But also Kelvin, very, very, very formidable. He will play, and what I know about him, he knows how to play everything, but he makes sure he wins his friends. Once a chance is given to Kelvin, he will kill you on sight. Still early for you to decide or call who probably will be winning here. 2-1. Kelvin in charge. Cruise control. Kayanja Ibra to break. Good break, but no ball spotted. Empty break. Balls all well spread out, all empty. For the ladies, congratulations to Rukia Naiga, who just emerged as winner. She has come and conquered again. She was the defending champion of this tournament. She came, played her sister in a final, rest to 7, and she actually managed to conquer again, be the victor here at Lamar Bar and Restaurant in Kansanga. Last time she had won was in Matuga Coma Gardens. This time she won in Kansanga and has bagged 1.5 million Uganda shillings for this tournament in the ladies category. Her sister, however, also not so far behind, took home the 800,000, and we're here to see who wins the 2 million here for the men. There's a medal, there's a trophy, there is money, and there are seeding points as well that will accompany all these victories. Ibra Kayanja on yellow takes a double, ports, good shot. I want to send my appreciation to all our media personalities who are here, individual bloggers who have their own channels, but also renowned houses, big renowned houses, NBS, the New Vision, Bouquet Day, our friends from Online Sports, Kawowo, big up to you, Issa Abidie, and team. Also our friends from Sanyuka, our partners as well from NBS TV, and to every single person, all other social media personalities, to Mr. Martins, the Terminal, and everyone else, of course, who is here with us today. We want to thank you and appreciate you for the work you're doing for this sport. It will never go unnoticed. Ibra Kayanja on the yellows, looking for an equalizer here. Try to get white, same time pot. He couldn't do any one of them right. Now Kelvin on the reds. Like I told you earlier, Kelvin will punish you for any mistake on this table. Give him an opportunity. All he needs is one chance, one kill. Kelvin Nkandu, Zambia, in red. Pods. Opens up those reds pretty well, and he will have to go center first. You people who are from Zambia who are online, you better tell us what Fikoti means. Our Zambian people, because I know that Kelvin calls himself Fikoti. It should be standing for something. I don't need to explain to you what the machine means. That is the AKA of the player that is sitting down with the headgear. But it is now Fikoti's turn. Kelvin gets a good white. Kelvin on the red. Kelvin again. All right, and Kelvin goes all the way around the black. Ports this one. He will extend the lead to 3. Remember, it's rest to 9 on the finals of the PAU Grand Finale. Kelvin extends his lead. It's now 3-1. I'm sure Zambia, wherever you are, you're making that noise and rallying behind your guy. I'll be reading out some of the comments, of course. Well, somebody just help me here. I think if you are from Zambia, somebody by names of Chomba, you said Fikoti means beatings. Fikoti means beatings. I don't know what that is. But somebody else said Fikoti means a whip. Okay. Fikoti means whooping. Ah. Fikoti means whooping. Kicking air. Kicking air. You don't pronounce the S. So, all right. Thank you so much. Sindala, Jonathan, Moses Hands, John Musara, and Fred Manchomba. You guys must be from Zambia. Thank you so much for being part of this broadcast. We are live in Uganda in the 256 in Kampala, to be very, very specific. The place is called Kansanga, and it's a suburb of Kampala, about 10 minutes away from the main city. But this is super action, just like I predicted earlier on when they were in the semifinals. I told you that if there is anyone I believe who has been on top tier form from the very beginning, it has been this guy here. And I remember when Kayanja Ibra was playing Ian Kaziwe and Fikoti was playing Glorious, I told you that the chances of Fikoti winning this tournament are higher than the ones of the guys on this semi-final. And in this case, Fikoti is leading 3-1. Outside bettings, I'm sure, are moving wherever the fans are, those who are online, and even, of course, those who are in the building. Fans are putting their money or placing their bets on who they deem to be the fittest to win this tournament. Ibra on the yellows. The machine versus the whooper. The whoopist, the whooper, or the beater. You guys said Fikoti means that, so please don't blame me. PAU, end of the year grand finale. My name is DMS. And bringing to you this live broadcast alongside my friends and buddies of ATA, Polo Association of Uganda. Good white, but not the best. Is to be careful here. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Great shot from Mr. Kayanja Ibra. So he pulls one back, and that is the machine. Kayanja Ibra 2, Fikoti, Kelvin Nkandu 3.
Well, the final game up to the building. Let's wait and see. 53 minutes on the clock. Rest 9.
And to Fikoti's followers, I know you guys are all saying something on the pages, so big up. Yes, just like I said, this will be the first final that will be won if it is won by a foreign player. The Polo Association of Uganda, the tournaments organized by the Polo Association of Uganda are different from the tournaments that are organized by individuals.
Nice shot,
So I just wanted to correct that. I wanted to correct that this tournament is organized by our nation's association. And there's no foreign player that has ever won a PAU tournament. All right? But these individual organized tournaments, like the one that was in Masaka, like those that are in Jinja coming up, that those are in different parts of the country, those guys can come and probably win them and sometimes maybe go unnoticed. But these particular ones that are organized by the association, we do not have in any of our records one of those tournaments being won by a foreign national. The very first national pool championship of 2011. It wasn't the first, but I remember everyone was reminding me that that one was won by a foreigner. That one was won by a guy called Ntwali Kalifani, who they actually said was a foreigner, and they said he was Tanzanian. But no one ever proved that because we did not know or see his birth certificate or even his national ID. But if Kelvin wins here tonight, he will have made history. However, it's not going to be easy for him. Kayanja Ibra Shua.
With a break and finish. That's still up there for you. 3-3.
Kayanja Ibra, the machine, making sure he will not go down without a fight. So he's on the finals, representing Uganda, representing scrap buyers, representing a whole new generation of young players. And this guy right here, he has a very, very bright future ahead of him. Kayanja Ibra, formerly seed number 1 of Uganda. Somebody help me from Zambia and tell me the standings on rankings for this gentleman called Fikoti, Kelvin Nkandu. I know in Uganda's seedings, who comes 1, who comes first, that very, very order, but I do not know, I'm not aware about it, the Zambians. So if you are on our pages, you could probably help me out and give me a little bit of brief on where he stands in terms of rank from his real country. That is Kelvin Nkandu. Otherwise, Kelvin breaks really, really well. It's 3-3, deadlocked at 3-3, and Kelvin Nkandu is in charge of this very particular game. Rest to 9, and we have about 49 more minutes to go. PAU, end of year championship. Pole Association of Uganda. His intention was to go with red, but somehow it failed, got packed in the jaws, and now he has to play yellow because that is the color that has gone in. That's Kelvin Nkandu, Mr. Fikoti.
Interesting pull at the center time. This is a final.
Well, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and by the way, if to you your best player is from Zambia, if to you your best player is Aiden Joseph, if to you your best player is Caesar, if to you your best player is Sejemba or even Kayanja, or it could be anyone, it could be Ronnie O'Sullivan, it could be Mark Selby, it could be John Higgins, it could be Tom Cousins. It doesn't matter really, but the records don't lie. They say people lie, but numbers don't. So somebody who was trying to convince people that Caesar is uncomparable, you are lying to yourself, because we know that even before the reign of Caesar, there were so many other players. I'm a Ugandan, and I know that there is a lot of talent in Africa. Some of it is untapped. But Caesar, without a doubt, has conquered Africa in his own way. But I cannot be very sure to the dot that he is the very best in this continent, because I'm sure there are other players that maybe he has never played and we don't even know. So, but at the moment, the future is bright. Now here is Kayanja Ibra. I'm sure he's planning to put both of these balls in the same pocket. If I'm not mistaken, let's see. Yes, he does. Leads now 4-3.
45 minutes on the clock.
So remember, it is rest to 9. And just like I said, that he has a lot of support from Uganda because the tournament is held in Uganda. The tournament is having two Zambians. One of them is on the final, the other one is supporting his brother, sitting just right here in front of him where you can't see. But the noise from the Ugandans will surely have to overwhelm Fikoti. But that does not mean it takes or removes anything away from his talent, from his skill. Fikoti is one of the best that I've actually seen in this very, very tournament. So, me, in all fairness, I believe anything can happen. I want to see something here. But as it stands, Kayanja Ibra is playing really, really well. So he's now in the lead 4-3. And remember, it's 43 minutes of time remaining. This is the PAU End of Year Championship, proudly brought to you by Pole Association of Uganda, in conjunction with the National Council of Sports, Lamar Bar Restaurant, and Cars Lounge. The winner here, it could be Ibra, it could be Kelvin, who will be going home with 2 million Uganda shillings. However, the second person will be entitled to win 1.5 Uganda shillings. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like Kayanja Ibra is interested in number 1 position. Nothing more, nothing less. However, it's still so hard to call because he's only leading by 1 frame. It's rest to 9. Remember, it's time best, so he will have to play really, really well and win frame after frame after frame. But so far, so good for Uganda. Team Zambia, I know you're there, of course, vouching, rallying behind your guy. There you go. He's playing very carefully to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes and give a chance to Kelvin. He opts to go for this one down. Good shot from Mr. Ibra. One black away to frame number 5.
And he takes the lead forward. 5-3. Timeout for Kelvin. Wow. From 31 down, it is now 5.
All right, so as we take a break here, we'll be returning very, very shortly. Remember, it is rest to 9. As it stands, of course, Uganda is leading in the name of Ibra Kayanja. Zambia are not giving up yet. Kelvin Nkandu also should be coming back to put up a shite, but all the action is live on center table, and I, myself and I, DMS, will be bringing to you when they return shortly. Keep it right here, PAU, Lamar Bar and Restaurant, Cars Lounge will bring you all this action together with ATA in a while.
Trophy, medals, autographs, as well as t-shirts for all those who reached the last 8 in both categories. First, second, there is a championship in Masaka. 31st, there is a championship in Jinja. Yes, Paradise Sport, the winner will be walking away with 1 million shillings. against the Hogos who are under 17 to 2 minutes, those went for time out. They are back from the timeout. The timeout is done. Kelvin, please report to table.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Action on center table. We bring you this very finale between Uganda's Kayanja Ibra, aka the Machine, and Zambia's Kelvin Nkandu, aka Fikoti. They have just told me or confirmed with me that Fikoti in their local dialect is interpretation of someone who beats, someone who whoops, someone who teaches you a lesson. Right? So if that is the case, the beater is up against the Machine. But so far so good for Uganda, because Kayanja Ibra is leading 5, Kelvin Nkandu of Zambia is 3. And now an opportunity here for the taking. Remember, it's rest to 9. They are racing also against time, and time is about 34 minutes remaining. This is all organized by the Pool Association of Uganda. Remember, they abide by the Pool International Black Ball rules. So it means that whatever we're watching here will be, of course, stored somewhere for some of you who want to make sure you rewatch and get all these games. Remember, we'll put them on our pages, Facebook and on YouTube, so you can find them there for later playback. But if you want to keep track of how the games have been and who has beaten who, how it has actually been, the itinerary of this very tournament, you could log on to www.qscore.com. That's www.qscore.com. click on tournaments, click on PAU end of year. You'll be able to find, of course, all the results, how it has been all throughout the beginning from yesterday and up to where we are, which is now also being broadcasted in real time. Look at that. Look at that. Well, what is he planning to play? Let me see. I don't know if he can force that yellow in center, and no, I doubt. The idea is to, maybe he can. An opportunity given back to Zambia's Kelvin Nkandu. Kelvin will take that with open arms. Remember, for him, he has been proving over and over again that once you are supposed to win, you should win. But if a chance is given back to him, he will execute right there. And I believe that Kayanja Ibra could be in trouble for that miss he just made. Snooker here from Kelvin, hiding behind the reds now. Of course, he's going to have to produce maybe an angle for himself. The black is already set, ready for whoever finishes their color. Kelvin is also waiting very hungrily. That's a foul. It's a foul from Kayanja Ibra. He went from that angle so hard. Well, there was someone who had a concern about taking a break and then you don't pause the time. The umpires are very, very aware of that, so they know that every single timeout is 5 minutes. So if it is 31 minutes remaining, they will always round it up and add on those 5 minutes. So you don't need to worry that your player went for a timeout but the clock continued counting. They have that in mind, so it's all taken care of. But Kelvin here, of course, on the reds, trying to restore back a bit of hope for the whole nation of Zambia. It's on his shoulders, ladies and gentlemen, and looking good. The game is looking good for him. Bank that. He didn't expect that. Umpire just trying to signal to him, maybe it's a touch ball, and he's saying no, maybe not. And then maybe we'll need an extra pair of eyes. All right, that's true. He was right. It's a good call. Kelvin said it's not touching, and indeed it's not. Now he has to produce magic. He concedes. Zambia, are you okay? Unfortunately, even after an opportunity was given to Kelvin, hasn't lived up to his reputation, gave the chance back to Kayanja Ibra, and now Ibra is leading 3 frames away from Fikoti master, Mr. Kelvin Nkandu. Well, here we have the machine to break.
Something like this, it was the grand open. When the sausage just kept from 5 down, it was playing season to win 9-8. And this is the combattant.
I can remind you how it all started, ladies and gentlemen, in first round. Remember, of course, Kayanja Ibra is not a current seeded player, so he had to play first round. He had to conquer Emmanuel Chol, beating him 5-1. That was in first round. But for Kelvin Nkandu, he played Ivan Kanyesije, the deaf and dumb player from Uganda, and he beat him 5-2. That was in round 1. Then later on, Ibra Kayanja beat Ronald Akampulira. That was in second round. And Kelvin Nkandu beat Mark Muchibi of Capital Knight. That's how it all started. Later on, Kelvin Nkandu came to beat one Jacob Mwanguzi 6-1. And Ibra Kayanja beat Caesar Chandiga. That was in that very round. After that round, Kelvin came and beat Joseph Kasozi 6-0. Ibra Kayanja beat Ibra Sejemba 6-4. After that, in the semi-final clash, Ibra Kayanja beat Kaziwe Ian 7-6. And then Kelvin Nkandu came to beat Gloria Senyonjo 7-2. That's how these players have arrived at the final that you're watching right now. So, it's been 2 days of hard work, 2 days of prayer, because I know everyone prays in their own language. Whoa! Look at the crowd go crazy, ladies and gentlemen. That young man has just taken the shot that probably could give him an advantage to win this final. With a break and finish, gives himself an apple, gives it to Uganda, and I'm sure this might be a very important frame. A very important frame for Kayanja Ibra. So Kayanja Ibra is leading here. Very unprecedented final, 7-3. Exquisitely executed there. That's a break and finish. And now it's Kelvin Nkandu of Zambia to break. So as it stands, Kelvin needs all the 6 games. Ibra Kayanja, the machine, needs only 2. All I can say is wow, wow, and wow. Kelvin, trigger happy. He needs this. He needs to pull up, of course, 2-3 games very quickly ahead of the time, which is almost 25 minutes running and remaining.
And yes, 7-4.
All right. That is the Kelvin I know. That is the Kelvin I believe in.
Okay. 7-4. Are we seeing a comeback tonight?
Moses Mofaya, who is from Zambia, player from Zambia, who was also participating in this tournament, is up there cheerleading and telling his buddy Malawo. Malawo in Uganda means finish. Come on, boy. Come on, go Kelvin, go Kelvin. Malawo means, yeah, you got this. Go ahead and finish. He's the only supporter he has in the building, so it worked for him. Also, of course, a great game there played by Kelvin Nkandu. Now, Ibra Kayanja to break. Ibra Kayanja ahead of the time, 23 minutes remaining, of course, on the clock. He needs just two games actually. And Kelvin, on the other hand, will have to play 4 more games to equalize. Actually, 3 more games to equalize and 5 games to win. He needs to calm down. Ibra Kayanja needs to calm down, because if he's going to bow and succumb to all this pressure, he might actually stagger, keep losing frame by frame. On the other hand, it looks like Kelvin has settled down and is now meaning business like Quest. So let's see how this pans out. But so far so good. Thank you so much for those who are on the Wild Wild Web, YouTube and Facebook channels. Of course, for the Polo Association of Uganda, we're streaming live, bringing you all the action here in Kampala, Uganda. To be very specific, we are in a place called Kansanga. Kansanga is about 15 minutes from the main city. And Lamar Bar and Restaurant, to be very, very specific, is where we are. Tournament started yesterday. Winner of this tournament will be given 2 million Uganda shillings, over 545 USD. First runner-up with second position will be also rewarded with 1.5 million Uganda shillings. The ladies' final has already been played. It was won by Rukia Naga, who is the defending champion. The defending champion of this very tournament did not participate. He goes by the names of Bwanika Muto Mansour. Wasn't able to participate, probably was engaged somewhere, but we are clearly having a new winner tonight, because none of these guys was on the final of last year's grand finale. Could it be Kelvin? Will it be Ibra Kayanja? Let's see. Plays very, very careful pull. I love his style. It's very believable, and I'm sure this game is done. Kelvin Nkandu, I'm sure, getting the ululations from Zambia. Zambia back in the mix, ladies and gentlemen. It's not done yet. He's saying he won't go down without a fight. Now the pressure gets back to Kayanja Ibra. He will need to produce something magical here, and if he gets his 8th frame, wins his 8th game, maybe, or just maybe, it might give him a little bit of relief. But if Kelvin climbs the mountain and gets on 6, there will be more pressure mounted on Kayanja Ibra. Kelvin with a break. Look at that. Guy has a power break. He will break and put about 7 balls. And now look at this.
Kelvin breaks. It's a good break from the look of things.
Kelvin undecided on which color to pick, but in between yellow and red. The first shot is not very, very open, because up there looks like a connection, but then the balls are not strategically aligned, so he chooses to go safe. Safety shot fast for Kelvin Nkandu. Another technical shot from the machine. He also chooses not to go, and he waits. Maybe for an opportunity from Kelvin. See what Kelvin has in mind.
Wow, nice shot.
Kelvin decides and he puts. So now the game is closed. Table is closed on yellow. Kelvin in control. Kelvin again.
check that white. Michael. Nice shot, nice shot.
And just like I told you earlier, ladies and gentlemen, it's a confirmation that if Kelvin wins here tonight, he'll be the first non-national to win a PAU organized tournament in Uganda.
Wow.
Takes a very lovely shot there to clearly see his yellow. The look of things, black could either go to the very upper left corner, that's of course from my angle here, or if he can get maybe another confusing white, we'll try maybe to bring it down to the same position. So Kelvin makes sure that every opportunity given to him is used to maximum, and this one is another one to make him actually narrow the gap between him and Kayanja. Ports. The man is back. Kelvin is back, ladies and gentlemen. So Zambia, what's up? All our Zambian people who are watching this live broadcast, Mbatu midday nyo in our local language, Mbatu midday, meaning greetings and salutations.
Interesting find indeed it is.
So this is what a final is all about. It shouldn't be someone comes and beats the other one 9-0, 8-2, 9-3. This is what a real final should look like. A real fight between two men. One is the machine, one is called Fikoti. And indeed, we're here for some entertainment. Look at that.
Nice breakfast from Sam.
Look at that. But he will have to choose very, very wisely. So I hope he will calm himself down, take a very good look at the table, and then decides to execute when he's really comfortable with what color probably he can play to completion. You remember at some point it was 7-3. It is now 6-7. The pressure amounts. Where here goes Kayanja Ibra. Kayanja Ibra again, he's on the reds. Kayanja Ibra again on the reds. Not the very best of whites, because now where he has to bridge and put the arms or fingers is already occupied by that red ball. He can pot, but I do not know what his next move might be. Let's see. Well, not so bad, but he will actually need to also probably play round white. After potting center, it has to go all the way to the cushion, or he's going to take the shot up in the right corner. Back with the pressure. Pressure is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he fails. Opportunity given. Opportunity given again to Kelvin. And we all believe and have seen and witnessed that Kelvin is not the one you want to give a chance in these moments.
He's as good as done.
Kelvin has come from over 3 games down, now trying to equalize things here to bring the score down to 7-7. Remember, the time remaining is 14 minutes. It's a very fiery, it's a very, very feisty final, just like we promised you. We told you that this will be one for the road, one to watch, one for the records. In all senses, for the records, that if Kelvin wins here, record breaking. If Kayanja Ibra wins here, record breaking, because even him, he has never won the PAU Grand Open before. Grand finale, this will be the first one for him. but very good queuing so far. So far, so good. I thought he needed to give himself a bit of angle on this ball because now it's almost direct. But if it had gone off the cushion a little bit, he would have had angle to draw back and off the cushion. But now he has to play a much better shot than what we actually see. He pots. Kelvin is good. It's really, really good.
Target 7-7. One cover. 30 minutes to go.
Well,
right now.
ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing from across the world, across the globe? How is the pressure, guys? The ones who are online, how is that pressure?
Who is the first one to reach to? Becomes victor.
So for us who are in the building and we're watching it live, we know that this could go left or right. It could go Uganda, it could go Zambia as it stands. It's 12 minutes of the clock remaining. Kelvin pulls 4 straight games back. What about that? Kelvin to break.
Break. We will now take it to 8 from 7-3. It is now 7-7.
Well, the noise and celebrations that you're hearing are simply because Kayanja Ibra has an advantage. He has 2 shots. Why? Simply because when Kelvin broke, he actually potted the cue ball. Now, he has been rewarded. He has been rewarded with an advantage. Remember, the table is still open, so he can choose between red and yellow. At the same time, he has 2 shots to close the table.
7-7.
We don't know what he's going to choose, but plays yellow first. But the table will remain open. He's most likely going to play red.
One by one.
He takes his time. The crowd goes quiet, giving him a chance, of course, to close the table. He closes the table on red, but I do not really know if that was the most comfortable way to close it. Just like I said, it didn't look like he was very, very comfortable closing the shot like that. But again, and again, Kelvin is not the one to give a second chance. And if you have been following, you know what he has done so far, coming from 4 games down to equalize now at 7-7. Kelvin fouls. So he rewards 2 shots back as a token of appreciation. I don't know. Interesting here. The pressure is getting to all of them. And you know, they say the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. But here, the higher they're going, the more messy it has become. The pressure is too much. Now, Kayanja Ibra with 2 shots. Free shot. Free shot. Kayanja Ibra on red. Ibra has to really play carefully so that he does not lose this opportunity, because with Kayanja Ibra returns this to Kelvin, he might not be very kind to give it to him back. The angle where the black and the red are, I really cannot tell can't tell from here if he can actually pot that ball comfortably, but let's see. Maybe that's the plan now. One game away to go on the hill. It's Kayanja Ibra of Uganda. This is a lifeline. Did you see the effect of the spin on that white? Almost seemed like it was a normal shot until it hit the cushion, came back in a spin. It's making it all look so simple, yet very skillful. Kayanja Ibra the machine in cruise control. What's the plan here? He goes center here, center here. No, he chooses the left first. Kayanja Ibra has gone for the game and he has black. Pots. He's saying I will not go down without a fight. And Kayanja Ibra is back in the lead, looking for one. Kelvin looking for two. 8 minutes to go. The crowd goes crazy and we are waiting to see what Kelvin has in offer. Kelvin is going to break and we know what he's capable of doing. Kelvin. Oh no, it's actually not Kelvin. It is Kayanja Ibra's break. So the prayer to all Ugandans is he puts on the break or he breaks and puts as many balls as he can without fouling. Let's see. The crowd should go quiet. Let the guy play. Let's see. Kayanja Ibra with a break. Their prayer has been answered. Kayanja Ibra broke, potted, and it looks like his eye is on the yellows. He has to close the table now.
Seems to be running for glory now. Oh, that's right. My God. Are we going to stay silent tonight?
Well, that table looked as if it was open to me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know if that was the communication.
we have only 6 minutes.
Kelvin been given, of course, a chance now. Kayanja Ibra of Uganda looking for 1. Kelvin Nkandu of Zambia looking for 2. This is PAU's grand finale. It all comes down to this. My name is DMS, and for all of you who are just joining us right now, thank you so much. This live broadcast is all courtesy of the Pole Association of Uganda. We're working hand in hand with our brothers from ATA to bring you all the action. And this is what it all comes down to. 2 days of pressure, skill, talent. And we bring you, of course, in 3 dimensions. The final in all the lights and colors. Yes, I told you that the table was still open. So Kelvin chose the yellows. Kelvin has to be very careful here because even the reds, as much as they're more than the yellows, they're very strategically located.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen,
Kelvin again. Kelvin again. Looking at the clock, time is running out. 4 minutes now remaining. The pressure is on Kayanja Ibra. You look at him standing right behind. Two shots have been given to Kayanja Ibra, and that celebration and noise that you're hearing is because He has been presented with 2 shots. He needs to calm himself down.
It is upon Muslim to lose this time.
A gift from Kelvin to Ibra.
Upon him. The cap is in his hands. It is
Well,
really
he's gonna knock them
in his hands.
like he's playing a video game. One by one, they should fall. One by one, they should fall. That's one. Still, Kayanja Ibra, the machine.
He wins this. It is done.
That's 2. That's 2. That's 2. That's 2. Kayanja Ibra still.
Victory.
Kayanja Ibra, 1 frame away from victory, 2 million shillings, a trophy, a medal, and all the 12 points for CD. That's 3.
2 races to go.
Now, Kayanja Ibra on the last 2.
One last ball.
On the red, and this could be one of the biggest shots of his lifetime. Probably even one of the best moments.
All I can say,
One of the best moments of his time. We're about to see the next winner of the new winner. Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you have been catching the action from, congratulations to Uganda, congratulations to Kayanja Ibra, hard luck to Kelvin Nkandu Fikoti. It's been a very entertaining final. We had a great time. From me to you, DMS is my name. You could follow me on all my social media platforms as Captain DMS. I want to thank you so much for your wonderful viewing. Until next time, we want to say thank you so much and may God bless you. God keep you safe and a happy new year.
Kayanja Ibra.